Floating pie chaos. So there we were, gathered for our annual family reunion at my grandparents' sprawling backyard. It was the usual scene, kids running amok, adults sipping lemonade, and my Aunt Betty desperately trying to convince everyone that her homemade pickles were actually delicious this year. Just as the afternoon sun warmed the grass and conversations began to find their rhythm, Uncle Jake swaggered in with a mischievous grin and an aluminum foil-covered dish. He announced with great fanfare that he had brought his famous anti-gravity pie, a dessert he claimed would elevate our taste buds. We all chuckled, assuming this was Uncle Jake's latest attempt at culinary creativity. No sooner had Uncle Jake revealed his pie than chaos ensued. As he pulled back the foil, the pie inexplicably floated up into the air, hovering above our heads like a sugary balloon. "I knew I forgot something," he muttered sheepishly, "the pie tin." It turns out, Uncle Jake had been experimenting with some kind of high-tech baking contraption that infused his pie with a little too much lift. We watched in disbelief as the pie drifted up, evading every attempt to bring it back down, turning our family gathering into an impromptu track meet. Uncle Jake, determined to prove that a good pie never goes to waste, sprinted across the yard, leaping and swatting at the elusive pastry. Cousins joined in, trying to corral it with picnic blankets, while the kids cheered from the sidelines. My grandmother, ever the voice of reason, shouted advice from her lawn chair, though her suggestions mostly involved baking less rebellious desserts next time. The pie danced mockingly just out of reach, soaring over the hedges and narrowly avoiding a collision with the neighbor's tabby, who glared from its perch on the fence. Finally, after what felt like an eternity of hilarity, Uncle Jake lunged dramatically, capturing the pie mid-air with a triumphant whoop. As he presented his airborne dessert to the amused crowd, slightly worse for wear, he quipped with a wink, "Well, I always said my cooking would take off one day." And with that, we all agreed that Uncle Jake's culinary experiments might not always be grounded, but they definitely kept our spirits, and his pies, soaring.